Trey Yesavage, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 12 Ks, 0 walks, 1 win in this World Series game last night. That's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin, Blake Snell says Toronto got lucky. All right. This is the Hold My Ball podcast. Let's get to it. Blake Snell said they got lucky. I do not actually think he's wrong. I don't think he's fully right, but I don't think he's wrong. I think they're going to take that and twist it into an obvious. I mean, that's just got a headline written all over it when a pitcher says the other team got lucky. This show today is brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market, guys. Available in over 35 states. Better odds than traditional sports books. You can play against other real users instead of the house. You guys know the house always wins. Must be 21 or older to sign up. Use code Dugout. $5 will get you 50 free ones. Trust me, I've been using it all playoffs. It's fun. It's good. It's easy. It's live. I enjoy it. Go check them out. Here's the thing. When a guy like Blake Snell says that they got lucky, hitters got lucky, he doesn't just say it like, I was good, they were lucky. He brought some facts. He threw a 97-mile-an-hour heater to the leadoff guy. The leadoff guy has a 1% chance of hitting the first pitch out of the yard. 1%. Some would say that's lucky. Some would say it's not. He threw it at 97 miles an hour. It came off his bat at 98. So he just turned it around. It scraped out a little bit. My whole thing with this is, and then he said Vladdy, he made a bad pitch to Vladdy, and Vladdy got to it. That's a mistake. Then he gives up a 78-mile-an-hour ball down the right field line, turned into a triple by Teoscar's defense, which just not good. Not good. When you're Teoscar, you got to know who you are, and it's probably a tough situation because he gets pounded a lot for his effort in the right field. Bad effort. But then he goes and gives a good effort, and it costs him. We'll talk to that in a minute. But Blake Snell, when he says they get lucky, the reason I'm a little on board with this statement is there is a luck factor involved in all of baseball. It just is what it is. Nobody hits a ball purposely that lands a half-inch fair on the line. Nobody really sits there and looks at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball real quick and goes, ooh, I'm going to hit that at this degree, this hard, and make sure it goes into the stands. You don't. You try to get your barrel to it. If you do things right and you've put in the work, obviously that is not luck, all that stuff, but there's a luck factor. They literally say home runs are accidents. When you start trying to hit home runs, bad things happen. Look at the 11-inning shutout that both bullpens threw in the 18-inning game they played. It was nothing but a bunch of guys trying to go yard, trying to end the game. And when you do that, do you hit home runs? No. It's hard. Freddie Freeman says, I was just trying to get on base. I was just trying to get something going. We've been playing so long. I just wanted to start us off somehow, get on base. What's he do? He hits a home run, dead center field. There is an extreme luck factor in baseball. You throw a pitch right down the middle and a guy fouls it off, you're lucky that a good hitter fouled it off. You ground out to the shortstop and you sprint as hard as you can and he makes the play as to the best of his ability and you're safe by this much. Good hustle, good play. You're lucky that the timing was what it was. You know, there's so many things you can control. And I'm not saying it's just a big luck fest, but I am saying I think more than most sports, it is as lucky as you can get. It's also kind of the worst because of it. It just is what it is. A pitcher can throw a perfect pitch, slider down and away, paint it right where he wants it, and one guy can go ass out, one hand, broken bat, single into the triangle over first base. I mean, lucky you. He wasn't going, ooh, that's a nice slider. Let me stick my butt out, reach down there with one hand, get it off, I don't know, maybe the end of my bat so it breaks, and it goes just soft enough, just high enough, just far enough to drop right in there and give me a single on what the pitcher executed perfectly. You know, the non-luck factor of that is you might have lost your weight, you might have put your ass out, you might have stuck your hands out there, but you touched the ball. And I think that's been the biggest piece of this whole series is that the Blue Jays touch the baseball. They push, they hit it forward. It's what they do. Dave says it all the time. We need to hit the ball forward. You got to hit it forward. The Jays hit the ball forward. This is not an entirely gigantic difference, but there has been 55 strikeouts for the Dodgers this series, and the Jays have struck out 44 times. It's just 11 opportunities. It's almost 4 innings worth of opportunities when you're playing a World Series. And 4 extra innings of opportunities is a huge deal. It's a huge deal. And I kind of touched on this talking about, does good pitching beat good hitting? Yes, everybody says that. Good pitching always beats good hitting, and it can. But I said it last night, this is not really what we're seeing. We're seeing an elite hitting team in the Blue Jays, I think. I think we're seeing an elite hitting team in approach, in execution, in everything, just everything. I think the Dodgers have elite pitchers, but I don't think they're all throwing the ball elite. I think they're throwing it good. They're throwing the ball well. I think Yamamoto's has been throwing elite. But I think these good pitchers for the Dodgers are facing an elite hitting team, and you're not going to get them to chase. They're not chasing. So now when you throw one over the plate, on the other side of being very good offensively, they don't miss. They don't miss the mistake you make. They just don't. I was blowing a fly out of the way. So it makes it difficult. It makes it really difficult to pitch. And when you don't have a bullpen like the Dodgers, I mean, don't forget, they got like 4 guys in the dugout wearing tennis shoes because they're injured. These are their guys. Tanner Scott not available, Vesia not available, Brandon Phillips not available, and Phillips not available. They just don't have what they needed to have in the bullpen, and that's no excuse. They still, I think, have good arms in the bullpen. But when you're an offense and when you're a pitching rotation, it just adds to it. Starting pitchers now feel like they don't want to give any runs up because if it's a super close game, tied or behind, not a good chance when that bullpen comes in, it's gonna go in your favor. And then the hitters probably feel the pressure too of, we got to put some runs up, because if we don't, we're not going to get there. I said it. I literally said it before this World Series started. The Dodgers are going to compete against their own bullpen. And it hasn't necessarily been the case, but you can feel it. You can feel them trying to get some runs up early, trying to take a lead, pressing a little bit at the plate. I mean, I also am a firm believer that age just matters. And I'm not saying that the Dodgers are old, but Mookie struggling, Freddie struggling, Ohtani struggling. Let's just call it struggling. He had a good game. He got on 9 times in one game, which is absolutely absurd. He went 4 for 4 with 2 home runs, 2 doubles. Overall, when you look at the numbers, he's not struggling, but he also had a 3 home run game, a 2 home run, 2 double game. Are his numbers a little inflated? I think so, because of a couple big games. But he hasn't been a gigantic threat at the plate numbers wise overall. It's good, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not good. But if you ask him if he's doing well, he's probably going to tell you no. He's probably going to say, no, I could do a lot better than this. Freeman, same thing. Mookie, same thing. But when you look at these teams, if we look at this right here, Trey Yesavage, we got to talk about him real quick. It's going to be very interesting to see how his career goes, because I think the biggest benefit that he has is you just don't know who he is. You have no idea who he is. The scouting report, the longevity of going, okay, let's look at all his big league film and see what he does. And he doesn't have 4 or 5 years of people figuring him out and him having to adjust. He's just the new guy on the scene. Nobody really has figured him out yet, other than his splitter is disgusting, his little slider, fastball. I mean, he's very good, and he's proven that. I'm mainly just more curious to see what his career turns out to be. It's going to be fun. But when I look at the lineups here and I see Betts, 33 years old, Freeman, 36, Muncy, 35, Kike, 34, Teoscar, 33, that's old in baseball terms. It's old. And those are all guys that have been playing for a long time. So old is one thing if you haven't been in the league a long time, but when you've been putting your body through the big league schedule for that long, 33 is a lot older than it is. 34 is a lot older than it is. 35, 36. I mean, they got 5 guys in their lineup above the age 33. 5. You know how many the Blue Jays have above the age 30? None. 0. They got IKF. He's 30 years old on the dot. Their lineup last night, 25, 29, 26, 29, 27, 26, 26, 30, 27. And they rolled a 22-year-old out on the mound. Youth plays, man. It plays because the style of baseball that these younger guys have been playing is just different than what the older guys have been playing. And it's a young man's game. It's a young man's sport. All sports are. That's just the way it's moving. So when I look at the two lineups, I see veterans, which carries its own weight. I would argue it can carry more weight than having a young, youthful team. But when you have a young team like this that's good, and then you got a George Springer who's 36, but he's been there, done that so many times. It's like what he knows. And you got a Scherzer, and you got these guys, Gosman, that are leaders mixed in with a largely young group. You're in trouble, man. I watched Barger last night. I watched Barger get on late in the game, maybe the 7th, and he is playing a phenomenal right field. He's swinging the bat obviously very well. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I never heard of him before this playoffs. Never heard of him. But I watched him get on last night, and I see him get a single in the 7th off Blake. And then he gets a great read on a great catcher in Will Smith. Ball and dirt, gets to second base. Ball and dirt, gets to third base. They take Blake out. They take Snell out. They bring in Enriquez to face Vladdy. It's 1st and 3rd. He walks Vladdy on a wild pitch, and Barger scores. So Barger gets on, single. Great ball and dirt. Boom, off to second base. Great ball and dirt read, off to third base. Pass ball, score. It's the kind of baseball and the kind of guys and the kind of players that have nothing to lose, number one, because they were the underdogs, heavy underdogs in pretty much everybody's mind. I'm not going to say I'm any different. I said it before the series started. The right team is playing the Dodgers. This is the right team because the only way you beat the Dodgers is by hitting, and it's not the home run. It's not just hitting home runs. You got to be able to hit. Their offense has been struggling, but their pitching has been so good that the only way you can beat them, and I know this sounds like stupid, like a Magic Johnson, it's 2-2, whoever wins has the lead in the series. But when a team is pitching that good and they're not exactly hitting that good, you got to out-hit them. And I don't even want to call it out-hit. You got to out-offense them. And I think they have been out-offensed by a zillion. It's not even close. I don't even think it's close. Take away the hits, the home runs, the runs, take away all the totals, and you just look at what the Jays are doing as an offense in the box, just in the box. The results don't matter. If you look at what the Blue Jays are doing when they step into the box versus what the Dodgers are doing when they step into the box, it's night and day. It's a very good offense with a very clear plan and approach, and then it's an offense that I think is trying. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to, it doesn't seem to matter who the pitcher is. They have a plan. They go leadoff bomb, first pitch of the game last night on Snell. Is it luck? Yeah. But was he ready for a first pitch fastball? Was he ready to ambush? Because he knew, look, I've never even led off. I know I'm not a big home run guy, whatever the case. He's going to get ahead. He's going to throw me a fastball because he thinks I'm just going to take it. And he was ready for it. What's Vladdy do? I think Vladdy took a pitch and then hit a bomb on the third pitch of the game. And then he went to sliders, and Blake Snell stayed away from a lot of fastballs because the Blue Jays had a plan. And to Snell's credit, he did too. And then when it didn't work immediately, he switched it up and he went 3 runs over 7 innings. Well, he ended up going more, but I think, let me see what Snell did. I don't want to do him a disservice here and getting his stat line wrong, but 6.2 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned, 7 Ks, 4 walks, 2 home runs. The 5 earned is tough because he left those guys on base. Fair enough. And they got cashed in by a reliever with 2 outs. So Snell, I thought, pitched decent. It was 3-1 through 6. He gave up 3 runs through 6. Gave up a couple there in the 7th. But I thought he did well. I thought he adjusted. But the offense for the Dodgers, they just look lost. Like they're searching for the answers. And, I think there's something to be said about that. So, I don't know. We have a game 2 coming up. I mean, 2 set, a game of 2, a 2-game set coming up in Toronto. How about that? And Yamamoto's going tomorrow versus Gosman. And then I think you got Ohtani and Glasnow. But tomorrow's everybody, all hands on deck for the Dodgers. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited for it. I think it's a 50-50 toss-up. Really, I do. With the Yamamoto, I think he can get the job done. And then a game 7, I don't care who's who. I don't think there are any favorites in game 7s. So it has been an unbelievable playoff run for everybody. I think this World Series would be best suited to cap off this playoffs with the game 7, regardless who wins. But I'm going to keep my faith in the Dodgers. They're my guys. You know that. And I am going to tip my cap tenfold to this Blue Jays team. I think they are doing what everybody did not expect them to do, except for themselves and maybe some Blue Jay fans. But I think even the Blue Jay fans were looking at the Dodgers going, yeah, we can win. But, I don't know that they were sure, well, we're going to beat them. They might have said it, but I don't think anybody was sure. So this is the Hold My Ball podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Again, it is brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. It's the only commission-free exchange because you keep 100% of your winnings. I'm a fan. You'd be a fan if you signed up. I promise you. Head over to Novig. Use the code Dugout to get $50 when you sign up and put 5 in the account. Thank you, guys. I will check in with you after game 6, and hopefully we head to a game 7. Hold My Ball podcast. See you later.